This video is about block number 2, the flower for the Origins Garden pattern. And this is a foundation piece pattern, and there are many ways to foundation piece. I'm going to show you the way I do it, and you can do it how you like. I find this the simplest, and I only have to print one pattern instead of 5 or 6, whatever the pattern calls for. So after cutting out the pattern, I fold each sewing line both directions so that it's easily and accurately folded. So each of these segments are numbered so that you know which order to sew them in. And with the printed side up of the pattern, I lay the first piece on and right side up. The second one is right side down. And I'm going to put a dab of glue underneath to hold it to the pattern. Some people use freezer paper, print the pattern on freezer paper. I have not done that just because I'm afraid to put freezer paper through my printer. But I think depending on your printer, it's probably perfectly fine because a lot of people do it. I'm doing a pin to start just to hold it securely as we get going. This is my little 1/4-inch ruler, and I can butt that right up to the paper seam or paper edge and then trim to a 1/4-inch seam. And then the next thing I do is pick it up carefully and bring it to my sewing machine, which I'm sorry to say, it looks like I've kind of cut that off. But what I'm doing is I'm stitching right next to the paper, not through the paper like you normally do with foundation piecing. I'm stitching right next to it. Here, this should give you a little clearer view. Can you tell I'm not a filmmaker? So here you can kind of see how close I am to the paper without stitching. The other thing that's different about this method is that you can use your regular stitch length because you don't have to perforate the paper to make it easy to get out. So I finger press and then I take it over to my ironing board and I press it. And then the next step is to find number 3 and to fold the paper back and to trim that fabric to a 1/4 inch. Now, if you know where you are, and after you've done this a while, you'll feel more comfortable. You can trim both. But sometimes I trim just the sewn on piece first. Which is what I've decided to do. And I think it's just makes it more clear to me. So now when I go to lay the triangle on, I know exactly where to put it. So, and I'm not lining it up with the edge of the square. I'm giving it about a 1/4 inch from the next seam, if that makes sense. slipped a little, so I'm redoing it here. So I guess there's a stitch in the ditch foot that would work really great for this. I don't have a stitch in the ditch foot, but I do have an opening so I can see exactly where my needle is, so I know I'm not perforating the paper. Okay, so far so good. So I'm not continuing to glue as I go. You could. I feel confident enough that the stitching and the pressing is holding it in place. But you could, if you wanted to, you could add glue to a little dab to each section as you go. And the reason that I hold it up with the right side up before I turn it like this and place it where I'm going to stitch it is just so that I can make sure that it's going to cover what it needs to cover on the pattern. just a little security check. And last but not least, we just trim the whole block. Turn it over and separate it from the paper. You just have that one little dab of glue there. And I have a little bit of a wave at the, well, what would be the right side there, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. So I always measure the block at the end just to make sure, even though the paper said 7.5. So I hope this video helped, and happy sewing!